2016, the year that Gen Z looks back upon, the wonderful, beautiful year that was our lives before we had all of our responsibilities. I've heard this take 100,000 times. I've been hearing it all over social media, YouTube, Instagram. Now, I don't have TikTok, but it's been all over TikTok as well. I know that for sure. And if there's one thing I can say, it's that I'm sorry, but this is a scam. This is not worth it. A lot of people, they miss the freedom that they had as a child when really they weren't even conscious at the time. You had no way of making decisions about your life, deciding what you wanted to do, when you wanted to do it, how you wanted to do it. And to be honest, you didn't have as much intelligence as you do now. It's better to find out that the world is a little messed up when you're older. Be grateful that you had those years. And as much as I sound like your parent right now, I had the same thing too. I used to really miss 2019, and 2019 was my life. It was the year I first started playing Minecraft and had a lot of friends, and everything was just going fantastic. And when COVID hit, it was almost surreal. I didn't really feel it because it wasn't really my day. I was okay with everything. My parents took care of everything. I didn't have to drive. I didn't have to take school seriously. My life wasn't as important as it is now. But even when I think of the past, I like to enjoy it. You can't just sit back and always constantly wonder, man, what happened? How did I fall off? How did I lose myself to this crazy world of politics and issues, racism and homophobia, all these different buzzwords that are in my head that I can no longer get out? How did I lose myself to them? I thought I was supposed to be better than this. I thought I was supposed to be a success by now. When in reality, that type of thinking is what makes you a failure. It doesn't ever help when you think of yourself as already finished when you're hardly even past the age of 25. Gen Z extends from 1997 to 2012. So the oldest Gen Zer could possibly be is 28 years old. At 28 years old, you have no life yet. You haven't figured things out. You haven't settled. Most people haven't even found out what they want to do with their life yet. And yet you're still reminiscing about the past as if you were 50. That's a problem. That's a sign of genuine depression, mental illness. There's issues here, and I don't like to hear that. I want to hear people say, let's look forward to the future. I'm excited for tomorrow. I want to wake up tomorrow because I have things to do, and I'm not going to stop until they're done. That's what I want to hear from the mouths of the people that I love, right? I don't want to hear all this constant talk about the past. And while I will admit, I struggle with it too. I sometimes sit at night in my bed and I do question what happened to the past. Where did I go? Why do I feel less now? And the answer to everything, and I'm going to sound like an uncle here, it's your phone. It's your phone. Being online all day is one of the worst things ever. It makes the time pass to a point where you can't even think of what's happening anymore because your day is lost to scrolling, right? And I know adults like to demonize scrolling and make it like such an evil thing. I'm not saying it's evil. I'm saying it's a hobby to kill time. And when you kill time all day, your day evaporates like it's nothing. And then you feel that sense of purposelessness because you've been sitting there for ages doing nothing. And while I like to pretend that I am productive throughout most of my days, I'm often not. I'm often on this game, having some fun, and just overall trying to make sure that I understand how I can possibly have the least stress. And that may not be as healthy as you think it is, despite, our like stress-free generation that's somehow on drugs, but that's besides the point. The point is that when you have a life that's just so dedicated to looking into the past and wishing that you had done things different, you're never really going to progress. Your entire life is going to be pain. Your entire existence is going to be centered around how do I make sure that the past was an even better thing in my life. And that's not the proper way to look at things. Because if you want to hold down a job, you want to get things done, you want to become successful as you wish that you were, or idolizing your former self, then you can't really be this person of misery who looks into the past with constant wishing that he was better, that something had been done, that something had been ratified out of your life, because you've just started. You haven't even begun. So when you look at yourself and you think, man, I wish I could have done more, you should be responding to that negative energy and saying, no, I'm preventing myself from doing more by wishing I had done more. I could be doing more right now, but instead I'm sitting here reminiscing about the past. And my past was my elementary school. I was hardly able to understand concepts that I do now. I was irresponsible, kind of stupid, attention seeking kid. And now that I'm older, I do realize that while those days were nice, would I really want to go back? I don't think so. I think that I think I would really despise the way that I acted and looked and how I felt. I've improved a lot over the years, and even if you haven't, there's multiple opportunities to now because you have that mindset, that availability to be able to improve. You don't have to sit at home and wait for things to be done for you. You have the opportunity to do it all yourself again. And that can be a beautiful thing. It doesn't have to be a painful thing. You can relish in the fact that you're now able to do what younger you always wanted. And that was to be your own person. No one has to tell you what to do anymore. No one has to feel like they owe you something. You're on your own. And I think that's the beautiful part that a lot of people miss. It's that, man, this building sucks. What am I doing? But it doesn't even matter. You're missing the part that you're an adult now. You're older. You have a chance. You have freedom. You have opportunity to improve. And sitting and looking back on 2016 is not going to do you any favors. If anything, it's only going to hinder you. So treat your phone like it's a fragile device. Treat your phone like it's not necessary. Leave it when you can. Go outside. Look up. That's what I always say. If you want to see things the way you saw them when you were a kid, look up. Look up and enjoy the full picture. Take it all in. Don't focus on one specific thing because that's not going to help you in the future. Try to relive your perspective. Don't relive your life. You need to have that perspective you had when you were a kid that everything is an opportunity and everything is beautiful because that will help you to appreciate life in such a better manner. And now that I've unfortunately learned this lesson way too late, I eventually realized that I want to use my platform to communicate these messages to people like you who may be sitting there and wondering, man, am I really worth it anymore? And the question to that is, it's a pretty stupid question, but the answer is yes, you are worth it. You are always worth it. And the more you let yourself down, the more you're going to beat yourself up, and the more you're going to end up suffering in the end. And that's a problem. That's not right. And you know it's not right. Life is like a court, except you are both the defendant, the judge, and hell, you're maybe even the offender. You are your own person. You decide what to do. And at the end, if you want to sit and look back on 2016 as if it was so beautiful, then go ahead. Please be my guest, but don't complain in the end when you're struggling with certain things. And if you don't feel a certain way about the past, do me a favor. Do yourself a favor and look forward to the future. Set plans, set goals, because those are the things that are going to build you up in life. And it's incredible what you can do when you simply decide to commit. I've always talked about this, but deciding to commit is one of the best things you can ever do. And when I started doing it, it turned my life upside down. And now I sit way more satisfied with myself. Granted, I still have issues, but that doesn't, they pale into comparison as to what I had before. And if I'm being honest, you got to take that leap of faith, even if it's far below. So when I tell you that life is like a court, you need to be the stronger judge. You need to be the man who makes the decisions. You need to be the person who looks at their life and says, I make a change. I don't wish the past was my future. I'm going to look forward to the future. And I'm going to make the future, make the past look like nothing. And that's all I have for today. I'm not going to ask you to sub. I just wanted to give you my advice, something that I wish I had heard so long ago. Have a good one.